Now, predestination is used 6 times in the New Testament, 4 times of events, 2 times of people. He uses, 4 times of people, 2 times of events. In Acts, he works all circumstances according to the purpose of his hand, exacted by his will. And then we also see in another place, Paul talks about the wisdom of God in Colossians is the great mystery that has been predetermined and predestined, the mysterion, to be revealed in us. So whenever Paul uses predestination, it is never hyper-Calvinistic double predestination. I'm sending people to doom and gloom without their choice because they have no voluntary say in the matter. Never used of that. That's an extra biblical theological concept and precept that was basically dreamed up by hyper-Calvinists. And I love my Calvinist brothers and sisters. I really do. But this is where I would starkly disagree. I would say Paul never used predestination in negative terms. It was always in terms of rejoicing. It was always toward glorious inheritance and even toward adoption. If a kid gets adopted, you don't say, oh man, let's debate about that. That's really going to cause me to flex my muscles and be armed with guns. No, you say, this is awesome. This child has been adopted because of the predestined decision of the parents to adopt a child before they even got to the orphanage. Wow, wow, wow. This is something that causes you to rejoice. And by the way, what good news for you that you have been predestined to adoption, that you were picked, you were selected, you were chosen to be part and parcel of God's forever family. This is good news, so much so that Paul in verse 1 and 2, he literally says, grace and peace to you who are faithful saints. He calls you faithful and he calls you saints. Now, do you feel like a saint? I don't know if you grew up Catholic, but if you grew up Catholic, if you see saints, it's like they're the superheroes. They're like you, and yet they're gifted with superhuman powers that are beyond you. Like if you grew up Catholic, you have like Aquaman. He's like you, but he can breathe underwater. You have Superman. He's like you, but he can fly. Then, of course, you have like, what's the word I'm looking for? You have Chastity Man, that's what I'm looking for. And his superpower is he can keep his hands to himself. And you're like, he's like me, but he's so different. And you're like, oh, Chastity Man. So he's like us all, but he can keep his hands to himself. And when you grow up in Catholicism, the basic pattern is Christians get killed like Joan of Arc and then they become saints. So very sad pattern. And by the way, let me say, if you're a Catholic watching, I love you so much. We implement a lot of Catholic ideology into our services. In fact, my favorite authors tend to be Catholic. So I am on your side and on your team. But trust me, we Protestants have amazing hamartias flaws of our own. So we're all in this together, fundamentally morally flawed. I love you so much. Sloppy bear hug vibes to you. But be that as it may, Paul says you are saints. And he calls you not only saints, joining the rank and file of the great ones, but he says, you are faithful. Now, are you faithful? Do you tend to give homeless people sandwiches, or are you like, I ate the sandwiches? Either way, friends, you are called saints. Why? Because of grace and peace. We have peace with God through the grace of God. That's how it works. First comes the grace from God, and now, secondly, we have peace with God. Wow, wow, wow. Ben Courson here. Thank you so much for watching my new YouTube channel. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button, share this video with all your friends, and hit that bell so you're notified every time a new video comes out. May the hope be with you.